Hello, my name is Natalie Antunes, and this is my cat Zeus, who will probably accompany us for just the start of this TED Talk, who's currently walking in front of, okay. But my TED Talk is about the military, and the military budget specifically. If you didn't know, our military budget is $820 billion, which is an insane amount to hear. I agree with you. Also, the fact that it is also not enough. It is not enough to fund our military. $820 billion is not enough is a weird statement to say, but it is true. This is because our military is currently funding itself, right? And is also doing foreign aid for different countries, specifically Ukraine. And inflation is a very big problem in the world. So this is directly causing a lot of problems, though. It's not just affecting our military, it's affecting a lot more people, specifically active military members, veterans, and people who are involved with civilians that work directly with the military, specifically like the VA and everything. They get funded by the military, so they're also getting a hit as well. And these are civilians, these are not people who are in the military too. This can easily be fixed by managing our money properly and also monitoring it, and then seeing what needs to be funded and is lacking funding and what has too much funding. Because like everything, there's always we're not using our money properly. It's the government, but this can always be fixed, you know. Did you know that it actually we'll skip that. My concerns for this is specifically of why I'm writing about this is because I am enlisted in the Navy, and tension is kind of on the rise nowadays, and you don't really know what's going to happen. And I would like proper training and everything in order to be prepared for anything that could possibly happen while I'm in my first term of enlistment, right? This being, I want, every job that you have and everything, you want to have equipment that is working properly and is up to date and works with no problem. I don't want to be on the front lines, possibly dealing with something and being worried that my weapon's not going to work, because I directly work, my job will be directly working with people's safety and everything, and I don't want my equipment to not work on me and possibly hurting or taking a life because my equipment was just not where it needed to be at. But yeah, so starting off with monitoring and management, there's a war currently going on with Russia and Ukraine. And a CSIS article says that as of February 23rd, 2024, $174 billion was sent over to Ukraine in support. And out of that $174 billion, $81.4 billion is military aid. Now, this is an issue because we paid right to have equipment and to have that equipment ready for us, specifically the United States. Well, now that equipment and those weapons and everything are being sent over to a different country, meaning that we have to make up for that. We're gonna want to put more money into replacing that equipment that we sent out. Or if we get that equipment back that's kind of busted up and everything, we have to pay out of our own pockets to fix it. Which is just not, that costs more money and everything. And that's the point that we're trying to avoid. ABC News also says that we have lost money supporting Ukraine. Specifically saying that $1.7 billion of equipment that was being sent over in order to support Ukraine was just simply lost. Disappeared. Pieces of weapons and equipment that was just lost, and investigation was done, and there was no sign of misuse or it being stolen at all. It simply just disappeared. Now, with this problem mistake that was caused by specifically the Pentagon, we now have to, us taxpayers, have to make up for that mistake. We have to now fund that and make up for the 1.7 that was lost, and potentially all the equipment that was lost as well. So yeah. Also, there's a lack of funding in the military that's hitting and causing problems with necessities. The Marine Corps Time states that in the summer of 2022, there was a shortage of Marine uniforms. This is also other uniforms that was affected, but we're going to specifically target on Marines. This is the Marines uniform. They're called camis. Yeah, there was a shortage by these, and it was because of inflation and tight labor markets during COVID. Now, when you look at this cause of being inflation, it shows that the government wasn't giving extra support for the military. They kind of just let it go, and that is not good. Every job requires you to typically have a uniform and everything, and if they're not supplying you the uniform, they don't care about you. That's how I take that. But you know, it's a basic necessity that should be given, because soldiers or Marines at that time, and now still, because this currently is still a problem, they have to wear camis that are too small or too tight or not given the proper amount. So let's say the standard amount given was 3. My mom's laughing at me in the corner. Hi, Mom. The standard amount was 3, but now it's going to be cut down to maybe 1 or 2. Which, you know, that's not overall a good thing to deal with. But yeah, moving on. There's also a cutback on programs. Federal Times says that a lot of things are closing because we simply don't have the funding in order to support it. This specifically is reserve operations and members, medical offices, and child care centers. So, going in, medical offices being closed is a big concern, especially for the military, because, you know, when you're in a job that I apologize, that causes you to, you know, risk a lot of your safety and everything, and is a very physically demanding and high-risk job, you need to have medical offices open in order to take care of your workers, your employees. And this isn't a good thing, because then other hospitals are going to be caused to, you know, become more chaotic, because they're going to get more full and everything, and this will be then directly causing effects to the benefits that military members get. They get TRICARE, which is basically free medical care. Well, a lot of hospitals don't take TRICARE, so you're going to have to pay out of your own pocket, which is going against your benefits. Well, if the VA hospital or hospital that directly takes TRICARE is too full because of the lack of open facilities, you're going to have to go a different route, you know. When your life is in danger and you're in the ER and everything, they take you no matter what, even if you can't financially support that. Also, it affects childcare. Like, childcare centers are being closed as well, which is a necessity. Military families should be supported, because I don't know if you guys know the military work schedule, but sometimes these guys are up as at 4 a.m. in the morning and back super duper late at night. And families obviously need support in order to get to their jobs while also having care for their children. As well as there's a cut down on congressional and conference traveling. Now, these business meetings and traveling is meeting foreign members and members across the country in order to keep things in order. And communication is based on face-to-face interactions. It cannot be done over, it cannot be done online, and it can also cause problems if, miscommunication can occur, and relationships between foreign countries can break. Our relationship with foreign countries. Brookings says that we should favor quality over quantity, and quality is expensive, especially in the military. This can easily be closing this out, right? With something that you can do is you can do petitions, billings, help bills pass, voting, and protests. This can hopefully show the Pentagon and everything and those in office that we need a change for our military budget, and especially because we should take care of our veterans and everything. Tension is very much on the rise around the world right now, and we need to stay strong. Our military needs to stay strong and not crumbling in order to deter any threats from foreign countries like Russia and Yeah, and if you take care of your military is going to take care of your country, and it's going to keep your citizens safe. So that is a big concern overall. But the military is very important, whether you like it or not. It keeps you safe, keeps you all your rights and everything secure and in place. And as that budget gets smaller, that wiggle room gets smaller, and more members will be affected. Benefits and jobs will become shorter and more complicated. This being, older, broken equipment, limited programs and space for said programs, less benefits, and limited resources and supplies. That is my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. I hope I did okay.